All right, y'all. So I promised myself that if one more person asks me this question, that I will drop everything I'm doing and finally film this YouTube video and put it out there. And in that way, anybody can kind of just go. I can direct people to my YouTube channel and they will get the answers that they need, and hopefully that will kind of kick off my YouTube channel. Here I am in my PJs at 3 o'clock in the morning filming this video. I'm not gonna like edit it or anything. I'm just pretty much just gonna throw it up on YouTube, and then we'll go from there, and more videos hopefully will come after this. So pretty much people think that I'm being like sneaky or whatever when people ask me, hey, you know, I like your pictures, what camera should I buy? Or what is the best camera to buy? Or whatever, or I want to do what you do, like what camera should I get? And I usually don't have like a good answer for that. I don't have the answer that people are expecting. Let's say that. I usually have a good answer, but not the answer people are expecting. And this is why people think that I'm being sneaky or I'm being secretive and I don't want to tell people like, you know, the secrets to photography or whatever. So my answer is usually just buy whatever you can afford. Well, people don't like that answer because everybody has a different budget. And if you go like on Amazon or wherever, you have a million different options. There's like 3 or 4 different camera brands that you can get, and there's really no guidance. So the reason why I say to just get whatever camera you can afford and get whatever you want is because everybody has a different reason. Everybody has everybody just has a different reason for photography or videography. I am strictly a sports photographer. However, your friend's girlfriend might want to do, I don't know, like portrait photography. You might want to do newborn photography. You might want to do sports photography. Like, I don't know. I don't know what your friends or your family or whoever you're asking me the question for, I don't know what they want to do with this camera. So it's really hard for me to point you in the right direction if I don't know some like background. If you don't know the background, then I'm pretty much useless, and they should just go on YouTube and you know, do some research on what is the best camera for the niche that they're looking into working in. And then also on top of that, some people just are going to buy a camera, but it's a hobby camera. They want like a good all-around camera. So one thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to put some links in the description for some good all-around cameras that you can buy on Amazon. The other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you guys a quick suggestion and a quick tip on buying cameras. The first thing that I learned not too long ago is if you are looking at going into sports photography or professional photography where you're going to be buying like a really expensive camera, like I have like a D4S, for instance, is a professional, very expensive camera. Do not buy it on Amazon. Please don't. Amazon tends to, if you're buying a camera like that, Amazon tends to have the cheapest price. And in short, that usually means that that is not a camera from the United States. It is a camera that was purchased overseas, which means that it does not have the warranty. So if something happens to it in America, the American Nikon or the American Canon or whatever is not going to fix it because it was bought overseas out of warranty. So that person is able to, whoever the seller is able to buy that camera cheaply overseas and then try to sell it on Amazon for like maybe a little bit of a profit or whatever. And it doesn't work out. So that's one tip. Go to your camera stores, your local camera store, go to like B&H or Hunts or something like that and buy your professional level cameras. Second tip, speaking of B&H and Hunts, these people are camera people. They are required to like go to school for like media or to have like extra years of experience and stuff like that. If you're looking at getting into photography whether it be a hobby or professionally, especially if you're looking at getting into photography professionally, go to your local camera shop like Hunts or B&H. I don't know about really the other ones, but I personally go to Hunts all the time and talk to them about cameras. You can physically go into these stores and you can test out cameras. They can show you how to use them. They can show you how to set them up. You can explain to them everything you want to do, and they're going to tell you what equipment you will need to do the job that you want to do. You're going to want a camera that has some longevity to it, which means, for me, when I say longevity, is a camera that if you decide to switch, especially if you're doing this professionally, if you decide to switch niches or whatever the case may be, you want a camera that is able to adapt to what you want to do. Now, if you are just using the camera for vlogging, I don't even suggest buying a camera for vlogging, because if you have the latest iPhone or Android or whatever, you can do your vlogs and stuff like that on that. I am filming on an iPhone right now, and I have like a couple of old iPhones, and that's what I use to vlog, which you guys haven't seen any of them yet because I haven't posted anything, and this will be probably my first video. But you want a camera, in my opinion, with an interchangeable lens. That is what I got as far as my first camera ever, and I was doing landscape photography. Started off with landscape photography. My camera was an interchangeable lens camera, which means that I can take the lens off and put a different one on. Lenses are really what is going to give you the versatility to be able to shoot different things. So if you want to do, landscape pictures, then you decide a couple years down the line you want to do portrait photography, and then years down the line you decide you want to do sports photography. A lot of that really can just depend on the lens that you own at that time or the lens that you rent and stuff like that. So you're going to want to make sure you get a camera with the interchangeable lens, because that is a lot of what photography is about. One of my biggest tips, I guess, would be, if you want to get into photography, you have to learn about cameras, because it doesn't matter if I tell you to get a $20,000 camera versus I tell you to get a $200 camera. If you don't know how to manipulate the settings on your camera to kind of get the look that you want, it doesn't matter how expensive the camera is. If you don't know how to use it, it's going to be useless to you. Because ultimately you need to know how to use it, and practice makes not perfect, but like almost perfect. And that's really honestly like the biggest part of this whole thing. I see that I'm hitting the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna end it right here. And hopefully that is helpful to some people. As I said, I will put some links down in the description box to some cameras that are good beginner cameras for Amazon, that are good all-around cameras, whether you want to, vlog, do portraits. They'll all be interchangeable lens cameras, and hopefully that is a good, sort of starting line for people. And then, of course, as I said, if you have specific questions about what camera you want to get, or still need suggestions further there, I am always happy to answer questions and to talk to anybody. I don't mind. People ask to schedule phone calls with me all the time, email, text, you name it. I don't mind at all. It doesn't take anything off of me, but my main thing is do your research first before you come to me about like what camera to buy or whatever, because anything that I say, it just isn't going to make sense to you if you don't already have like camera experience or camera knowledge, or if you don't even know like what it is that you want the camera for. There's really nothing that I can tell you that is going to be helpful. So do that first. Watch this video and then come to me with any further questions that you have. And I'm going to end it there and go back to bed because it is 3:30 in the morning. Bye, guys.